Hello, this is Ethan Wittrock with Media Services, and today we're going to take a quick look at how to format your portable hard drives, especially for the sake of a video class. So, in this case, I have a couple of drives already plugged in. You're probably either working with one of the Samsung solid-state drives or one of the LaCie rugged 500 gigabyte portable hard drives. You could also be working with one of the 2 terabyte Western Digital hard drives, but it all will act the same way. In this case, I'm just going to make sure that we have one plugged in that I'm working off of right now. This portable hard drive already has the image or the files that are necessary for a video class. If you need access to these files, you can contact Media Services to make sure that you can get kind of a fresh copy of the files before anyone's actually used them to make any of their video assignments. Ideally, the video project will be completely empty. The rough estimate in terms of size for this image as of spring of 2017 is about 5 to 6 gigs. So here it is, 4.84 gigs. So it really shouldn't be much bigger than that. If it is, that means someone has used it and has uploaded a bunch of their own footage onto it. So something to keep in mind. All right. So the easy way to sort of do this is to copy and paste the image from another drive if you're doing this on an individual basis. If you're doing this as part of Media Services' way of clearing all of our drives and copying and pasting onto other drives, then you could use it kind of as a master and then copying it to others. I'm plugging in my other portable hard drive. This one is Comp 137. It's also a Samsung solid-state 500 gigabyte portable hard drive, but it presents itself with this other icon. Like I brought up earlier, you can always change that by going to Get Info. You could do it just by doing Get Info and grabbing, clicking, dragging, dropping, and it will actually change the icon. The other way you can do that from scratch is by copying and pasting a PNG file, clicking here, edit, paste. Okay, but here's how you actually format the drive. Now, when you format a drive like this, you're going to lose everything that's on it. It's essentially erasing the drive, but it also is kind of telling it what it can mount to, what it's going to be most compatible with. Our standard is to do Apple, or kind of Mac format, so we're going to go to Applications or Utilities. It doesn't particularly matter. We're going to go to this Utilities folder. Underneath, you'll find Disk Utility. You have to be very careful when using Disk Utility, because what happens is that if you format the wrong drive, you lose everything. If you format, for example, the internal drive, you could lose everything that's local on the computer. So you want to be very careful about using this, and in fact, I would not do so for a first time without immediate supervision from staff or a student who's working with Media Services. Okay, so the portable hard drive that's already completely done, good to go, is the 156. See, I have 2 drives here. The one that I want to make sure to format is the 137. Now you click above it. This is actually the drive itself. This is sort of the way it presents itself, as the Comp 137. I'm clicking there. I'm going to erase. A couple of options here. I'm going to name it, first of all, based upon its inventory number. Its inventory number is Comp 137. Help keep things organized. Format, like I say, do OS X extended journaled. That's what we do for all of our portable hard drives in Media Services. It makes it so you can mount them, or that it will mount to a Mac computer, but it won't to a PC computer. That's the way that we currently do them. There are some other options here, including MS-DOS FAT, exFAT, and then there's of course some PC versions that allow you to sort of go in between computers, but that's not always ideal for video editing, especially if you're going to run into the potential of corrupting some of your files or working with smart folders or any of that kind of stuff. Anyway, so for video classes, do the inventory number, do the format of OS X extended journaled, and then just leave it at the GUID partition map. That's fine, and then erase. Now, when you do that, everything that's on there is deleted. It'll take longer if it has more on it, but for the most part, it should be a pretty quick process. I can click Done. Note that I've even lost the image that I had associated with it, because it immediately loses everything. So I'll go ahead and get info, and I can go ahead and make it so that that image appears. The only reason I do that again is to just help if a student is working with a portable hard drive, that it's relatively intuitive. All right, so I have my 2 portable hard drives here. Easiest way to probably do this then is to actually, and again, making sure that I have the version that hasn't been tampered with yet, copy and paste. Some of the drives are faster than others. USB 3 is probably your fastest route as far as transferring data. When I pulled this from the O drive, this would be more so a note for students that work for media services. It takes 10 times longer to transfer. Meanwhile, if I'm transferring it from one drive to another, or from the desktop or the local computer to the drive, then it's just 30 seconds. This is done. So now I can eject, and I can do this for another one of the drives if I was formatting a whole bunch of them at once. So the process in a nutshell is you plug it in, you erase the drive by formatting it, make sure to name it appropriately. You can add the image so that it pops up and looks like it would for the icon. Make sure you transfer all the files onto the portable hard drive, and it's done. I would also leave them in a special box or have a note on it saying formatted as of, with video class files, and then initial or something like that, so that we can make sure to keep track of where the drives are at. As the drives are used throughout the semester, usually class assignments fill them up, and it can make it a little bit complicated when you try to figure out which ones are free and available and ready to use and which ones aren't. So help us keep things organized as much as possible. It'll help us out a lot. All right, so that's formatting portable hard drives 101. If you have additional questions, if this is your first time formatting a hard drive, please come talk to Media Services staff. We're glad to answer any questions or help with formatting your drive. Thanks very much.